So I got a mail saying to make a tutorial for a documentary niche from Rahul, and I found out that it was camera movements. So in this tutorial, this is how the video goes like.
There have been multiple incidents where YouTubers' careers have gone down the drain because they engaged in illegal acts or have simply been too free on social media. We see this today, starting with Colleen Ballinger, who had the worst year in her career last year in 2023. Colleen initially became famous for her quirky and so-called family-friendly character she named Miranda.
Alright, so before we begin this tutorial, this is actually my part of this is what we are going to create. Yes. So before we begin this tutorial, please make sure to subscribe. We're almost hitting 300 subscribers. Yes, so I want to hit 500 subscribers with this video because I've put so much work in it. So make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and also feel free to comment down what you would like for me to break down. So let's get right to the video. Alright, so first we are going to drag this background of the sky image into this timeline. Hit Ctrl Shift F to fill in the composition like I did. I'm going to drag this cloud PNG into this. Then I'll make it a 3D layer. Then I hit S for scale. So just S for scale, then you scale it down like this. Alright, so I'll just bring it down. Then I'm going to do the same thing for this other cloud that I have here. So I'm going to drag it to here, hit S to scale. Then also, when you're done with the scaling, you can also make it a 3D layer. You can, mind you, you can put the cloud anywhere you want. It doesn't matter where you place the cloud. So you can choose to follow along what I do, or you can add a little twist to it if you want. So wherever you would like to place the cloud, it's up to you. This is just an experiment. So I'm going to create a new camera like this. Then I'm going to hit OK because I want a 2-node camera. And as you can see, I want to make this a 2-view. So in order to make this a 2-view, what you have to do is have to open up the panel like this. So I'll drag it to the right. Then I'll click on this and hit 2-view. So now that I've gotten 2-view, right now we just have to separate the layers, right? So I'm going to take the background and drag it to the back like this. So I'll drag the background to the back. Then from there, when you get where you want, you just hit S for scale, then scale it up to fill the composition. Then when you're done, you can also apply the same method to the cloud. So let me take this back a little bit. That's the background. So there's more room for the clouds and the other layers that we add. So I would like to just scale the background and make it big. And with this too, I can animate the camera movement. So I would like it to start from the bottom or end at the bottom. Let me say it like that. So we're going to animate it by it starting from the top, then it will come down. You understand? Yeah, so that's how it's going to be done. So right now what I have to do is I'll look for a perfect spot to start the camera movement, and then in my camera layer I'll just open up and make a keyframe for the points of interest and position. So I'll click here and there, then I'll move a couple frames to where I want it to end at. So I'll just click here like this, then I'll take it back. You can hold shift to make a straight movement. So when you hold shift, you can make a straight movement. Then select all, go to your flow, then apply, or you can click on F9 or tap on F9. So this is how it's going to look like. So I hold Alt, then stretch out my keyframes like this. You see, so this is how it's going to be. So now we need to add the YouTube button into the timeline. So I'll go to my project, then I'm going to drag this YouTube play button into this timeline like this, and I'll center align it. So right now I'll hit S for scale, then I'm going to scale it down. Then when I'm done, I'll drag it below the camera. And it is not a 3D layer, so in order to make it a 3D layer, you have to click on this then to become a 3D layer. I'll go to 2 view to bring it out from the cloud because it's behind the cloud. So I select on it, then I'll drag it like this. You get it? So I'll go back to my 1 view, and now I'll single out the YouTube button because I would like to create the crack effect. So to create a crack effect, let me add just a drop shadow to see what I'm dealing with. Then I'll set this to 70 or anything. Just follow what I just do. So when you're done with the drop shadow, I'm going to add a pen or use a pen tool to create a mask. So I select on the pad button, then I'll draw a crack line to make sure it's a zigzag. Don't make it curved. So like this, then bring it down like that, then bring it down like this, then I'll close it up like this. So I'll take it to the top, then add it like this, and this is how it looks. So then I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate this layer. Now I'll hit M for the mask, and I'll click on the inverted, but you can see that the dark shade of shadow, so you have to remove the shadow. So in order to remove the shadow, I just have to click on this, or I can delete the shadow effect. Then I'll go here to, and then I click on this. Then we'll have to animate the broken part of the other side, right? So to do that, I'm going to click on my stopwatch that I have here. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing for this layer. So I click on the stopwatch, then I'll go back like this. Then I'll hit on this diamond. Then I'll do the same thing for this one. So I'll go to this one, then I'm going to separate it using this value, right? So I'll separate it like this. Then I'll go here, then separate it like this. So when you're done, I'm going to select all the keyframes that you have done. But I would like to add a rotation. So I'll add a rotation for the Z rotation. Click here, then I'll go back like this. Then I'm going to click here. Then when I'm done, I'll just have to rotate it like this. So like this. Then I'm going to do the same thing for this one that we have. Then I'm going to rotate this one to like, let's see, yeah. So go back, then we'll do this the same thing. Go here, then rotate it to the right like this. So when you are done, you can close everything, or you can select everything, then hit F9 to easy ease, or you can go to your flowchart. I'll go to my flowchart and I'll click on apply, then we are done. So this is how it's going to look like. So from there, we have to animate the movement of the play button going up, right? So to do that, we just have to, let me hold Alt and close it like this because it's very slow. So I'll hold Alt, then I'll take it to the right like this. You get it? Yeah. So now we have to do the position. So to do the position, I'll click on this dot, then for the keyframe that you have here, so I'll click on this like this. Then I'll do the same thing for the second layer. Then I'll move a couple frames like this, and I'll use the y-axis to drag it to the top. Since they're all selected, what happens to the first one will happen to the second one. So from there, you can drag it to the top for it to leave the scene, as you can see. So when you are done, you can go back and see how it goes. So this is how it is placed. So I'll go back to I'll close this layer, then I'll close this one, then I'll have to go back to my main composition. So I'll go to my main composition, then I'll make this a 3D layer. So I'll open 2 view like this, then I'll have to bring it back or bring it forward so that it can be viewed on the camera. So like this. So if you see that it's not working, what you have to do is go back to your this composition, right? Then I'll click on this region of interest, then I'll make a square around it. So when you are done create your region of interest, just go to composition, then go to crop comp to region of interest like this. So when it's done, you just have to go back to your main composition that you choose. So when I go back, you can see that the animation is working. So all you have to do is just do a little I guess you don't have to do anything. I get this house. So now we're done with our play button, so we have to move to the next scene. So when we go back, this is how it looks now. So then it goes up. So now I need to add a drop shadow, so I change it to a 1 view. Then I'll go back to my play button, then I'll go to my effects and presets, then I'll add a drop shadow. So I'll click on the drop shadow, then just follow the settings that I use or the values that I use on the drop shadow. So this is okay. I'll just make this 70. So when you're done with the drop shadow, you can play from the beginning and play and look how it looks. So I would like to control my clouds because I don't want this cloud to be there. So I want the cloud to be at the top. So to do that, I'll just have to select on this cloud PNG layer or image like this. Then I'll drag using this arrow to the top. So I'll take it to the top. Then I'll have to use S to scale it to increase the size, or I can use this arrow. Or if you want to, whatever works for you is good. So you can use S, then scale it up like this. So after scaling it up, we can pick it up like this, then this okay. So when you're done now, is I have to animate the camera. So I'm going to select this whole last keyframe, then I'll Control C, then Control V on this, or Command V to paste the same keyframe. So I'll just paste the same keyframe, then I'll go here, and now all I need to do is make a zoom in movement. So I'll click on this tool, then I'll zoom in like this. If you hold shift, this is what will happen to it. So you don't want to hold shift, so just use the mouse like this, then just make it a subtle movement to zoom in. So when you're done, you can go back and play, or you can just see how it looks. So I'll move a couple frames, then I'll use the tool to zoom out like this so that it zooms out. So after zooming in, so it zooms in and out. So now I'm going to go back to see where I must copy and paste the previous keyframe. So I'll use this, then select this, Ctrl C, then Ctrl V into this. And now when we are done, hold Alt to stretch it out. So this is how it looks. So after it zooms in, it zooms out also like this. It comes out. So now we have to do the next thing now. So what's the next thing to do? So the next thing what you have to do is we will go to our projects like this, then we'll click on projects, then I'll drag one of the image. So I'll drag this Logan Paul image into this to create a composition for it. Then I would like to add a background to it. So to add a background, Control Y, then click on this color, then make it black and hit OK. And then click on OK, then I'll drag it back like this. Now I'm going to add a Vegas to it. So you effect a preset type Vegas, right? This, then follow what I do, or follow the values I use on this. And then you open up the image contours, then I'm going to change this to alpha, then it becomes like this. So I'm going to duplicate by hitting Ctrl D of the background, because you can see that this image is outside the background. So I'll drag it to the top, then I'm going to matte it like this, then we're okay. So now we would like to change the color of the borderline. So to change the color, just click on this, then I'll drag it to this side, hit OK. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. So I'll copy and paste. So I'll copy the color code, then I paste it into this, or I'll click OK. Now we are done. So now I'll go back to my main composition, and I'll click on this and go to projects. So now I would like to add what you have created into this timeline. So I'll drag it to it, then I'll make it a 3D. So I'll drag it down below the camera, then make it a 3D. You see it goes behind the cloud. So what you have to do, I'll scale it down, then I'll have to make it a 2 view. So I'll go to here, make it 2 view, then bring it outside towards the camera like this, drag it down like this. So now we have to animate it for it to come with the scene, so like a pop out. So for that, we're going to have to use animation composer. So I'll go to my animation composer panel that I have here, go to the startup presets, then I'll click on this bounce animation. So when we go back, this is how it's going to look. But before that, I'll hit the left bracket to move the layer to the right like this. Then I'll just have to make some tweak. So to do that, I'm just going to push this to the right. Then when we play, the moment it comes to the scene, this is what happens. So if you are not satisfied with this animation, you can also change it. So in order to change the animation, you can just go back to your animation composer, then you click on remove. So let me open up this panel, then I click on remove, then I use this animation. So I just click on in, and that's all. So we can choose to make the bounce one, then this what we'll have. So this how it becomes when we play the video. So this how it is. So this is what we need. So I'm going to stick with this. You can choose to stick with that one. This just to teach you how to do or your way around certain stuff. So I'm going to drag this below, then I'm going to have to make a timing where it doesn't interfere the play button. So I just shift it to the right. So the moment the play button goes up, that's how I'm going to it comes or it appears. So what I did was copy and paste the camera layer that you just saw as in the keyframe. Then I'm going to use this to drag to the left like this, so that it sent the image centered at the middle, or centered aligned. So like this. Always make sure to copy and paste the previous keyframe before you move to the second camera movement. So this is how it looks. Alright, so I just shift this keyframe to the right so I'll get a better movement. So I'll go to 2 view to bring the image close to the camera like this. Yes, because I'll have to animate the camera movement to zoom out. Yes, so this is how it's going to be like. So I'll delete this keyframe, then I'll delete this one. Then I will go to 1 view, then I'm going to use, we're going to copy this to this. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste the keyframe. Then I'm going to use this to zoom out like this. You see, so I have to zoom out use the camera movement to zoom out. Then I will use this to center it like this. So, or you can move it a little bit to the right. If you press shift, you have this sharp movement, so don't press shift when you're doing it. So this is how it's going to look. So all we have to do is to control the timing of the video. Alright, so now we need to create our stroke. So to create the stroke, I'll click on this pen tool, or you can click on G, then remove the fill, then we'll turn on the stroke. I'm going to change the color to the color of this borderline, and hit OK, or the hat. Then we'll make a line like this, then we'll curve it like that, then we'll take it to like this. So after getting what we want, we'll have to add a trim path. So to add a trim path, first I'm going to reduce the stroke to 15, or I reduce it to less than 15. So this is okay. I might change it later on. So I'm going to drag this below the camera. Then I'm going to turn on or add a trim path. So to add a trim path, I'll click on the trim path. Then I'm going to animate either from the start or from the end. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'll use the end keyframe, then I'll set it to 0, then I'll make a stopwatch, or click on a stopwatch. Then I'm going to set the end keyframe to 100. So when I get here, then I'll set it to 100. Then from there I can select or hit F9 to easy ease. Then we are done. So this is how it's going to look like. So now we have to go to our project and add the comment section into, or the article or the paper into the timeline like this, or into the composition. So I'll drag it inside and make it a 3D. Then from there I can drag the paper or the article here, then there like this. So now what we have to do now is to animate it coming to the scene, and also adding the saddle movement. You get it. So this is what I'm going to do now. So you'll go to my effects and preset and type drop shadow. Then I'm going to change the value to 20, then 15. Or I'm going to make it the opposite. So I'll change this to 15. Then I'll make the other one to 20. So when you're done, I'll have to add a rough in edges, right? Then I'll drag the rough in edges to the top like this. So drag it to the top like this. Then what we have to do is we have to animate the movement of its body. So I'll click on this one, then hold Alt and click on the random seed and type time times 2. So if you look, you can see that it's in, the article is in the scene. So what we have to do is to shift it to the right side. So I'm using my left bracket and I'll move it to the right like this. Then I'll click or tap on the left bracket. Then it becomes like this. So it crops to the right. So now this is how it's going to look like. So I can choose to add an opacity to it, or I can choose to control my camera for it to seem like it's not in the scene. But I don't want to complicate you guys with the camera movement, so I use the opacity. Yeah, then I'm going to add, or I'm going to make it 100 like this. Now select or hit F9 to easy ease. So the moment I spread this out and I start, you can see that it's not in the scene. But the moment I move to the left side with the camera, it shows up. So that's how it is. So now we have to make it in such a way that so right now what I would like to do is to change the background of the image to look like this, right? So in order to do that, you have to go to the composition, then I'll go to this and Ctrl Shift Y to open up the settings. Then from there I'll just make it a little bit ash or a little bit darker gray. So when you're done, you can hit OK or click on OK. Then you can apply the same thing to the second background. So I'll apply the same thing, Ctrl Shift Y. Then I'll use the pick color to choose it like this, and we are done. So when I'm done, hit OK. Then I can go back to our main composition. So now that I'm done with this, I would like to create the second picture or the second frame. So in order to do that, we're going to do the same thing that we did for Logan Paul for this one. So right now, before I even do that, I'm going to add a drop shadow, as you can see. So you just copy the values that I use. Alright, so now I would like to set a rotation. I want to make it slightly rotated, so I'm going to use the X axis, then also rotate the Y axis. So this is how I'm going to do it. Alright, so this is how I'm going to make the rotation for the X and Y axis. Then I'm going to increase the roughing edges like this. So when I'm done, I'll just have to go to my project, because I'm going to do the same thing for the second image. So I'll click on, or I'll look for the profile image. So this is the profile image. Then I'm going to drag it to this composition. Then I'm going to do what I did. So I Control Y to create a background and duplicate it and track matters. Then I'm going to add my figures, so like this. Then I'm going to do the same thing like what we did. What I did was to copy the color and added it to the same thing. So we hit OK, and now we are done. So what we have to do is go to our project, and then we're going to drag what we have or what we have created. So just going through the timeline. So I want it to be here. So right now I'm going to copy and paste the keyframe of this camera movement. Then I'll move a little bit to the front, but I would like to create an opacity for this stroke. So this stroke, I'll bring it back, then I'm going to set it to 0. So from there I can select all the keyframes and hit F9 to easy ease. So when we animate the camera movement, the stroke does not follow along. So, or you can choose to make it a 3D, right? It's up to you. So this what I came up with, or you can any idea that you can use, that's also good, or that's also cool. Yep. So this is what we are going to get, but now I don't like how the camera movement is, so I'll bring it back like this. Then I'll have to tweak it a little bit, so I'll bring it back like this. So you can see that the stroke is also doing that, so you must take the stroke keyframe to the left so that it leaves the scene before you move to the next scene, as you can see. So now what I need to do is to go to our project, right? Then we're going to drag in what we created. So I'm going to drag in this composition into the timeline like this. Then we're going to center alignment, then hit. First we're going to drag it below the camera, then make it a 3D, then we'll set it to the right like this and break it down. Then when we are done, hit S to scale so that we can scale it and make it small, or make it offsize a little bit. So now I'm going to add this animation from the animation composer where it's going to pop up and make the bounce one. So when you're done, this is how it's going to look. But I'll use my left bracket and trim it to the right because it's at the beginning. So I would like it to pop when you move to the next scene. So the moment you move to the next scene, then it pops just like this, as you can see. I would like to open up my camera layout, then I'll see where you must shift the keyframes. So I'm going to shift this keyframe to a little bit to the right. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the profile composition. So I'm going to shift this to the right too. Then I guess we must make a little bit of adjustment to this one that we have here. So I'm going to shift this to the right. Then I guess this is how it's going to look like. So as you can see that the article is on top of the profile as it moves to the next scene. So in order to do that, this is what I'm going to do. So watch what I do so that you'll be able to do it, I guess. So now I'm going to make a keyframe for this one, then move a little bit in frames. Then I'm going to use this axis, that's the Y axis, and shift it to the left. So I hit F9 to easy ease. Then so you can see, so now I just have to do the timing. So it's only the timer that you must do. So this is how it's going to look like. So you have to tweak with it until it becomes perfect. So I guess what must you do again? I want to increase the duration. So when I've done with the duration, I'll just drag this to the far right. Then you can do the same for the rest, but right now I want to focus on the camera movement. So I'm going to copy this keyframe, then paste it. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Then I'm going to the next frame like this. Then I would like to, but first let me drag the remaining layers, as you can see. Alright, so when I'm done, I would like to pre-compose the background that we have here. So we hit Ctrl Shift C, then I'm going to make it BG, then I'm going to make it OK. So as you can see, it's not a 3D layer. I just decided to do it because I would like to animate to the next scene. So when it becomes like this, all we have to do is we'll go to our camera movement since we have already pasted the previous keyframe. Then we'll move here, then we'll do this. Alright, so now that we are done, we'd like to create the next scene where we're going to meet the 3 streamers on the cloud. So I'll go to my projects that we have, then I'm going to import or drag this cloud into our timeline, then break it down and make it a 3D. So then I'm going to place it like this. So when you're done, you can hit Ctrl D to duplicate the cloud. So I duplicate it like 3 and do this. So from there, I'm going to drag the female PNG into our composition like this. Then I'll hit S to scale it down. and I'll place it. I want it to be placed behind the cloud, right? But because I make it a 3D, it's going to go to the top. So this is how it's going to be like. And from there, I can scale it down. Then I'm going to add the second image to the timeline like this. Then hit S to scale. So whenever it becomes a 3D, it goes to the top. So if you want, let's scale it down. Then from there, you can make it a 3D and drag it down like this. Always, if you want to zoom in without using the mouse, make sure it is the full stop button. And if you want to zoom out, it's the command. Yeah, it's the command. Yeah, so now what we have to do is we'll go to effects and preset and type exposure. So we're going to add an exposure, then we'll tone it down to make it pitch black, right? So when you're done, you have to do the same thing for the other characters. That's when we are going to animate it together with the camera movement. So I'm going to do the same thing for this one too. Then I'll do the same thing for this one too. So I'm going to tone down the exposure. All I did was to copy and paste. So I set a keyframe for this, then I'll move a couple frames forward. Then I'm going to make it a little bit brighter. So this is how it's going to be done. So whatever is best for you is good. Then hit F9 to easy ease. Then that's all. So right now, what we have to do now, we're done with the exposure. So now we have to adjust the exposure together with the camera movement. Now I'll just shift this to the right, and I would like to make the camera movement zoom into her. So as it is zooming in, then she becomes brighter. So I'll drag this to the right and look how it's going to look. So now I don't want it to be like this as in the exposure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all this keyframe and shift every keyframe to the right like this. So when I'm done, I'll have to do the camera movement. So I'll copy and paste this keyframe, then I'll move a couple frames. I'm going to use this too. Then I'll make the lady a little bit centered aligned so that the camera focuses on her. And I'll zoom in like this with that too. So when you're done with it, this is how it's going to look. So I just have to make it perfectly, and you must make it in such a way that as it zooms in, then exposure increases. So I'll push this to the right so it becomes like this. Yeah, so this is what we're aiming for. So you can, if you're not satisfied, you can do other things to make it suit you. Now what we have to do next is you have to focus on the text. So on the text, you can choose any font you want, but I'm going to use this text. So Ctrl T for your text, then I'm going to type a name, and you always have to make sure that it's behind there like this. So at this point, this is what I would like to create. I don't know the exact fonts they use, but you can use any font you want. So I'm going to type her full name. Then when I'm done, I'll just have to change the font color by clicking on the yellow, then making it white, then hit OK. When you're done, this is where I'm going to choose the font. I experimented with a lot of fonts, so I ended up using this. Then when you're done, just place the text layer behind the PNG, and also you can make it a 3D, it's up to you, or you can leave it like that. So right now we just need to make the text layer a 3D by opening 2V. So if you look at the 2V, you can see what happened. So if I go to 3D now, this is how it looks now. So now it's back to normal. So now I'll just zoom into the composition, and then I'll drag this below. That's because of the text, because I made it a text, I just have to drag it below, then have to make it go behind there like this. So when you're done, what we need to add is to go to our effects and presets. Then I'm going to add a drop shadow. Then also I'm going to add a deep blue to it. So this is what I'm going to add to the text. Then copy the values I use. So when you're done with this, I'm going to type typewriter. So that's how I'm going to animate it. Yeah, or you can use the animation composer to for animating the text. So you can see that's quite slow. So in order to do that, I'm just going to open up the keyframe. Then I'm going to close up the keyframe value. Like hold Alt, then close it like this so that it becomes a little bit faster. I'm going to shift everything like this. Okay. You don't necessarily have to make it an easy ease, but I just made it an easy ease by hitting F9. Yep. So what we have to do now is going to now I think okay, I'm going to or we are going to have to add a drop shadow to the PNG. So this PNG, so you can change the drop shadow, like just follow the value that I'm using, of course. Then when you're done, you have to change the direction to the top so that it's kind of comes on the text or it just overshadows the text, if you get what I'm saying. So this is what we are going to use. Then when you're done, you can move to the next thing. Place the text layer by hitting Ctrl Shift D so that you'll be able to do the year number. So I'm going to double click and I'm going to type the year. So when you're done with the year, you can hit S for scaling. Then you scale it to enlarge it. Then when you're done, you are going to add the typewriter effect, as in the typewriter animation. So I'll press U to open the keyframe. Then I'm going to drag the keyframe of the typewriter animation to the right side. So when we play from the name of the lady, then it changes to the year like this. So I guess we are done. So now I'm going to increase the duration of the composition because I need to add the second scene or the next scene. And because I've increased the duration, all I have to do is extend the layers that we have created. So I'm going to do the same thing for everything, including the camera. Alright, so after everything and extended the layers, what you have to do is create a new composition. Then I'm going to make it the second scene. So when you're done, you hit OK. So right now, we would like to create a background. I hit Control Y, making it white, and hit OK. So this is what we are creating. So this is the second scene that we're going to create. But I'm going to make it a light theme because so that it will be easy for you guys to see, I guess. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit S to scale. Then I'm going to use the ellipse to make a mask around the image. Alright, so after creating your mask, the next thing I would like to scale it down. So hit S for scale. Then I'm going to scale it down like this. Alright, so when you're done, hit R for rotation. Then I'll go to some frames or a little bit forward like this. Then I'm going to make a keyframe. Then I'll go back. Then I'm going to rotate the image like this. So I'll select all. Then I'll go to my flowchart. Then I'll go to apply, or you can hit F9 to easy ease. So okay, this is how it's going to be like. So now I think the next thing we must do is just adjust the keyframes a little bit so that it becomes perfect. So I'll bring it back like this. Then this is how it's going to look. stretch it out. So now when you are done with the rotation of the profile image, we can go back to the project. Then we will mask out or drag in the screenshots that we have. But the screenshots, we're not going to drag it in, we're going to make a composition of it. So to make a composition of the screenshots, this is how we're going to do it. We'll take the image, then we'll drag it to the where we create the composition of, right? So I'll drag it here. Then from there, I can use my rectangle to mask out what I need to mask out. Since you guys already know the basics of masking out, I am going to fast skip this process so that you guys will be able to follow along and see to the end of the mask. Yeah, maybe you guys may not know how I do the mask here. I'm sorry. So the mask, after I create a mask of what I want to create, I will duplicate the layer or the image, then I will delete the mask that I have created, right? So hit Ctrl D. But first, let me center anchor the thing or anchor the mask. So yeah, I'll delete the mask, and this is how it looks now. So because it's beneath it, so you might not see. So we're going to do the same thing for the other layers. I'm going to select my rounded rectangle, then I'm going to select this or mask just this portion of the image. Yeah. Then when I'm done or when I'm done, all I have to do is duplicate the image by hitting Ctrl D. Then inside the duplicate, I hit M and I'm going to delete it. Alright, so make sure you center the anchor point for each mask you create by doing that. You get it? So now we want to create an opacity for the background, right? For the mask that you have created or the mask comp or pre-composition. So I'll set it to 0, then I'll go forward, then I'll set it to 100, set or hit F9 to easy ease. So now all we have to do is we have to animate the profile to move to the scene, right? But I would like to use animation composer to animate each of the mask layers by, so watch what I'm doing and follow along and make sure to follow along what I do. Sometimes the animation may be off because the anchor point is not centered or is not being placed where it's supposed to be placed. So make sure you always set the anchor point for it. Then I'm going to set the Y value to 100 or something like that. 200 is negative 200. So it starts like this. You can move it, shift this to the right so that it happens slow. Then we are going to do the same thing for this one. So you can choose the direction where you want it to start from. So I like it to start from the right. Then that's what I'm going to do. So now I think we're done. So what we have to do is shift this to the right. Then we also have to animate the profile to fit inside what's or the mask that you have created. So I'm going to hit P for position like this. Then I'll go to this side. Then I'm going to move to this side, right? So when it happens that I need to add another keyframe, and also I think I need to add scale. Yeah, so I need to scale it down. So hold shift then tap of S. So now I just have to go to the previous keyframe, then offset the size to like this for it to fit, right? So this is how I'm going to do it. So when you are done with the profile, when you get what you want to achieve, then you can select all the keyframes and hit F9, or you can just go to your flowchart and apply. So I'm going to stretch this one to the right, then I'm going to bring this one to the right. So when we play the video, you can see that the mask bounces, and I would like to remove the bounce. So I'm going to click on here, then I'll go to my animation composer setting. So I'll click here, then I'll change the bounce to 0. So the moment you go back to the main thing or the second scene, when we play, you can see that it doesn't bounce again. So this is how it looks. Yeah. So we need to create the next thing, that is the video beneath and the camera movement. I think I don't know if I'm supposed to create a camera movement, but this is what we're going to create now. So we need to find a way to fit the video beneath the masks. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But first, you can just follow what I just did, and now this is what we're going to do for the next thing. So I'll create a new camera, then hit OK. Then I have to make everything a 3D, so I'll click here, then I'll tap on everything. Now I'm going to make my background a pre-comp. So you hit Ctrl Shift C, then you type the name. Then from there, you're going to make it a 3D. Now I would like to create the video or drag the video into our timeline or our composition. So we're going to bring it below the camera, then make it a 3D. So from there, I would like to align it perfectly beneath the everything that you see, like literally. Then when we are done, we have to animate the camera. But I would like to animate the how it appears to the scene before. I'm going to animate with the camera movement. So I'm going to remove the bounce, and also I would like to trim the text to the right by hitting my left bracket. So you can see that it rotates before it enters the scene. So I have to change the angle to 0. Then from there we are done. Now the next thing we need to do is to animate the camera movement. So I'm going to open up my camera layer like this. Then I'm going to make a keyframe for the point of interest and position. Then we'll go forward, then we'll drag this to the like below like this. Alright, so you can see that there's a black cutout in the scene, and it's all from the background. So all you need to do is just, and before I do the background, so I'm going to delete the pre-composition, then create a new background, and that one I'll not make it a 3D so it can blend in perfectly. So I'll drag it down, and this is how it's going to look, as you can see. So now we are done with the camera movement. So right now what you need to add is the rotation of the scene, and make some and tweak the layers a little bit. Then I'm going to add the rotation to the camera movement. Yeah, so I would like to freeze the frame of the beginning of the recording, because I don't want it to begin to move immediately. Yeah, so I'll go to time, then I'll freeze the frame. So what I did was split the first thing by hitting Ctrl Shift D. So I just split the beginning so it doesn't move until as it goes down. So that's how I made it. So I just have to freeze the frame, then the moment it goes down, it begins to move, or it begins to scroll. Now you're going to create the camera rotation. So I'll open up my camera layer, then I'm going to copy my last keyframe, then paste it to where I would like it to be pasted. So I'll look for here, then I'll copy and paste by Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. Then I'll move to a couple frames. I'm going to use this tool to rotate it. to rotate it to the left like this. Then when I'm done, I'll just go to my next keyframe, or my next frame. Then I'll move it to the right like this. Then we are good. So from there I can move to another frame. Then I'm going to use this to take it to the top. But first, let me just copy and paste my last keyframe. Then we'll do this again. So you can just, what I did was to make it straight again. You get it? Then I'll use this to bring it to the top like this. So now what we have to do is to create the transition to the next YouTube channel, right? So in order to do that, we're going to do what we did for the first thing, or what we did for the first mask. So I drag it to here, and now I'm going to mask out everything with my rectangle tool. So from this place, from this point, I'm going to fast forward, since you guys already know how it's already done. All you just have to do is mask it, then you duplicate it and remove and delete the mask and create another mask. So duplicate it, hit M for the mask, delete the mask like this. Then we'll create another mask around it. So that's what we're going to do for all of them. Then at the end, you can add your animation from the animation composer. So when you're done, I'm going back to my I'll go back to our composition. Then we'll go to where the mask was, right? But first you need to, or in order to make the transition, all you have to do is we make a keyframe for the opacity like this. Then I'll move forward. What I did was to just hit that dot, then I'll turn down the opacity like this. So this is where we can place our marks that we have created into the composition. Yeah, we did the same thing for the profile. Then hit F9 easy, of course. So I'm going to drag this to it like this, and then we will have to align it to the center, and we'll just have to drag it down. Then I'll make it a 3D, then drag it down again like this, so it fits perfectly. So now what I did was trim it to the right by hitting my left bracket, and now this is how it's going to look. So you must find a perfect timing, you see. So I just drag it to the left like this. So it's like the moment the first one leaves the scene, then the other one just pops in like this. So that's all we have to do. So now I think the next thing we must create is the highlighting of the text. So like this. So we're going to create this highlight. So in order to create the highlight, I'll just go to my pre-composition that I have. Then I'm going to select the rectangle shape layer. I don't want it to be a mask, so make sure you don't select any layer. Then I'm going to use the rectangle. So I'm going to change the color to, I think red will be okay, but later I'm going to change it to white because I need to see the text or to see what we have created. Then center the anchor point by doing that already. So I'm going to change the mask or the layer to this. Then later on I would like to change the color, so you can just keep to changing the color to white because I wanted to see what I've done. Then make the blending mode exclusion. So now it's left with the animating. So the animate, I'm going to use the linear sweep. So in effective preset, type linear wipe right. Yeah, then I'll just change the direction to the left like this. Then from there I can make a keyframe with this one. So this is how it's going to be like. When I'm done, I would like to create the other keyframe for the linear wipe. Then I'll select all, then hit F9 to easy ease. Then I'll reverse the keyframe like this. Yeah, so I'll just stretch it out by holding Alt. We're done. So now that we are done, we just have to go back to our main second scene. Then we'll see what we must do, because we must make sure that the camera movement is perfect. So you can see that there are some changes we must do. So I'll just go to my last keyframe of my camera movement, then stretch it to the right like this. Then I'll go into one of the scenes of the rotating, as in the rotating of the y-axis. Then I'll copy the last keyframe, then paste it again. So I just copy and paste. So that's like Ctrl C, then Ctrl V. So this is how it's going to look now. Now we are done with the camera movements. We just have to put this to the right. All I did was hold Alt. So you hold Alt, then you can stretch out the keyframe so that it gives you this smooth movement that you see. I don't want to overcomplicate things for you guys, so now that we are done, I'll just go to my project and create a new composition. That's where I'm going to merge the first scene and the second scene. So I'll just bring or drag the first scene into our composition like this. I'm going to add the second scene to it. So I'll just drag the second scene to it. Then I'll use my I'm going to increase the duration. Yes. So I'll just drag this to the right, just on top of it before the first one ends. Then I'm going to add a transition effect. So I'll go to my animation composer. Then I'm going to use one of the effects in there. Yeah, so I use this one. I'm going to use this one. Then I'm going to make sure it's perfectly at the middle or in front of the merge. So just have to make sure that before the flash comes, then you can, or before the flashlight comes, then you can move to the second thing. Then it moves to the second scene. So you have to just make it perfectly. So one thing I like to do is to trim out the first or the main composition before the second scene, because it takes time. So I just trim it out by hitting Ctrl Shift D, then delete. Then I'll go to my second scene, I'll drag it here. Then I'm going to add the transition effect to it. Then we are done. So this is how it's going to look. Now I guess we are done with the tutorial. I know it was a long tutorial though, so I would like to thank you guys for sticking to the end of the video. It took some time to do this tutorial, so I hope you guys will appreciate it by subscribing and hitting the like button, and also make sure to comment down what you want me to break down. Yeah, and I'll make sure to deliver. So make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down what you want me to break down. And thank you for watching this tutorial to the end. And if you need anyone, or if you know somebody who needs help in this documentary niche, make sure to share it to the person so that he can follow along and master the documentary niche. Peace.